My name's Finn. It is St. Patrick's Week here in Ireland. I'm Irish, I've got red hair, let's keep it Celtic and make the Triquetra. Open up Blender and select General on the splash screen. We don't need any of those, so press A for select all, X for delete, and delete. But we always say start with the shape that most closely resembles what your finished product is. So if you press Shift A, and where it says mesh, just go over and go past all the primitives, past the grid, past the monkey, until you see torus objects. And you'll have three choices there. Pick torus knot. Left click to confirm. And if you press 7 for the top orthographic view, you can see that that's actually pretty much what we're after. In the bottom left hand corner, if you click on the add torus knot, you can change the resolution if you want. It'll give it a smoother finish. You can turn it down if you want to actually accentuate those the kind of the twist so that you can see it. And then you can also change the knot type. There's some really lovely ones there. That one's beautiful. We're going to stick with knot 1, and we're going to turn the resolution down to 58. And I'm going to, you can see in the necklace there that the edges of the triquetra are quite pointed. So instead of doing the same thing to all 3 points, I'm going to delete most of this and just work on one of them. So press Tab to go into edit mode. So you just want to keep 1/3 of this object. Double tap A for deselect all, and you see this edge loop here where it's more or less halfway along intersecting that one. You want to go from there all the way around to that one. That's the one we're keeping. So I'm going to press 3 on my keyboard for face select mode. And I'm just going to select all the loops as far as that one. So I'm just going to press Shift Alt and that. Just going to press 7 to go there. Once I've selected those two, I'm going to switch on the X-ray button, press C for circle select, and I can select those ones easily. Turn off X-ray mode to get a better view. Just make sure I've got all the faces I want. That's perfect. But I want to keep that bit, so I'm going to press Control I to select the inverse of what I've selected. Press Del or X for delete and click faces. So now that's 1/3 of our shape. Press 1 on your keypad for vertex select mode, and I wanted to select that loop there. Alt and left click to select that one. I'm going to turn on, if you see up here in the transform pivot point, I want you to pick 3D cursor. I'm also going to turn on proportional editing. So click on that radio button there. Now press S for scale, X for X direction only, and just move your scroll wheel until you get a nice point on that shape. Keep adjusting it until you're happy with how it looks. Left click to confirm. And now I'm going to press G for grab, X for X direction only. And I'm going to adjust that scroll wheel until I get kind of a nice shape. And this again is a matter of taste. It's up to yourselves, but that looks pretty good there. Left click to confirm. And now I'm going to press A for select all. Oh, before you do anything, switch off proportional editing, like so. I'm going to keep this on the 3D cursor because I want it to rotate around the center. I'm going to press Shift D for duplicate. Right click to confirm, press OR for rotate and enter 120 on your numpad. Press enter. Press Shift D for duplicate, right click to confirm, press OR for rotate and enter 120 on your numpad and press enter. And now here you'll see you've got a tiny little gap between them. So I'm just going to bridge the edge loops between those. So double tap A for deselect all, select the 2 opposing edge loops, go to edge, our old friend bridge edge loops, and there we go. Double tap A to deselect all, Alt and left click, Shift Alt and left click, edge, bridge edge loops, and just one more, double tap A, Alt left click, Shift Alt left click. That is really difficult to say. I'm struggling with it all the time. edge, bridge edge loops. Okay, and there we go. So if you look at 7 for the top orthographic view, there you have your lovely triquetra. And we're nearly there, but if you look at my necklace, you'll see that I've also got a little sort of donut in the middle as well. So you want to press 7 for top orthographic view, double tap A. I'm going to make this separately. I'm going to make this as a separate object for now, and then I'll join it together later. So press Tab to go into object mode. Press Shift A for add. From the mesh, I want you to pick torus. And you can see here in the add torus section, there's a lot of different settings that you can change. So I just want you to play around with those until you get, hold on, it's the major radius and the minor radius you really want to change. So I'm just going to change that to there. You want it roughly the same thickness as the other one. I'm going to down the resolution, the minor segments, just so it's a little bit more faceted looking, and I'm trying to get it so that it's similar quad sizes to the triquetra that's there. I'm going to turn that down. We go for that. Major segments, I'm going to turn that down, not that much. Right there. I'll go a bit more. Yeah, right there. Okay, so that looks nice. Press and hold the middle scroll wheel just to get a better view. And that looks pretty good. I know when I was making this originally, I actually scaled it in the Z direction, so it was a little bit wider. So just press S for scale, Z for Z direction only, and just increase it a little bit. Left click to confirm. And you want to make sure that it's not actually touching the triquetra anywhere. The beauty of this piece is that it looks like that ring is floating. Now it is attached in 3 points, but it's 3 points that you can't really see. So once you're happy with that, I'm just going to go a little bit bigger. So I'm just going to press S for scale, Z for Z direction only. I'm just going to increase it ever so slightly. Do about there, and left click to confirm. Okay, 7 for the top orthographic view. I'm going to rotate that triquetra so that it's actually in the right plane. So I'm just going to click on it, press R for rotate, and enter, I think it's -30, just to line it up with the top like so. Okay, and now we're going to join those two objects together. So click on the torus, click on the triquetra, and press Ctrl J for join. And now it considers them the same shape. If you press Tab, you'll see you'll have access to both of them. Okay, so I'm going to add a modifier because it's a little bit chunky. So just go over to the monkey wrench on the right hand side, click Add Modifier, and under Generate our old friend Subdivision Surface, click that. And I want you to up the levels to 3. And I want you to click sort of the upside down triangle arrangement on cage, and just click on that so we get a better view of how things look. That looks good. So what we're looking for now is places where we can join these two things together. And if you press 7 just to get the front view, places where you won't see where this is joined is obviously sort of underneath there. So I'm going to join it in 3 places. I'm going to start there, and I'm just going to do it there, there, and there. Just going to click on the X-ray button, press 3 for face select mode, double tap A to deselect all, and I want that one and somewhere close by, so we'll just say there. It's actually on the wrong side. It helps me to see that one. I'll turn off X-ray. Deselect the ones I don't want, which are those 2 and that one. And we're going to do our bridge edge loops again. So I'm going to delete those faces, press Del or X and select faces. Press 1 on your keyboard for vertex mode. Alt and left click. Select those 2 holes. Go to edge and bridge edge loops. And there you see you've got a little connection. I'm going to do the same thing again over here. So just look at it from the top, press 7, go into X-ray mode and select, press 3 for face select mode, C for circle select, and just get an idea of where the faces are. Turn off X-ray mode. You obviously aren't going to need those ones on the top, but one of those on the bottom is good, and you don't need those ones. I'm gonna go for that one and that one. You'll see now I also have those ones selected, so just put on the X-ray mode, C for circle select, and make sure those two are deselected. Press X for delete, delete faces. Go to vertex select mode by pressing 1 on your keyboard. Select the two hoops, edge and bridge edge loop, and there we have a connection. Pretty discreet. Press 7 to get to the top orthographic view, and the last place that we're going to join it is just there. So press 3 on your keyboard for face select mode, double tap A to deselect all, circle select, select where those two cross over, like so. Turn off X-ray mode, and obviously you don't need to select those two, but you have that one selected, that's good. Don't need that one or that one. And the one closest to it, I'd say, is that one there. So press X for delete, select faces, press 1 for vertex select mode, Alt and left click, Shift, Alt and left click, and edge, bridge edge loops. Okay, so now the two of them are connected. I'm still not happy with these corners here. I don't think they're pointy enough. So I'm going to go and select that, and I'm going to put an edge crease on it. So press Alt and left click to select that loop. Control E to get up the edge menu, or else click on edge up there and click edge crease. And just move your mouse away until you get a nice crease, and left click to confirm. And do the same with the other two over here. So double tap A to deselect all. Control E, edge crease, pull your mouse away, left click. And the same here. Select that loop, Control E, edge crease, and pull it away and left click. Now I'm going to press Tab to go into object mode and get a better view. And that looks pretty good. Press Tab to go back into edit mode. You have a few options with the Triquetra. I've printed this without any necklace hoops, and I've just used the natural hole. If I select it all and just rotate it 180 degrees, basically I've just hung the chain through that top loop there, and that works fine. So if you want to leave it there, then just press File, Save, find where you want to save it. So just name it what you want to name it, and then click Save. Don't forget that we have to resize this. If you press N on your keyboard, you'll get up the Properties menu. Just click on Item, tab into Object mode, and you can see that this is actually quite big. It's going up on 8 meters. So we're going to scale that down to its correct size, and it's up to yourself how big you want, but about 2 centimeters probably would be okay. So if you want to press S for scale and just drag it in, and you can see on the dimensions that it's actually telling you how big it is. So I'm just going to go for, I'll just press Shift, and I tell you what, I'll go for 0.225. Left click to confirm. Press the period on your numpad to zoom in. And we're going to export that STL. So press File, go down to Export, and select STL from the list. And then it's already filled in the name for you, so that's perfect. Click Export STL. The other way I've used this is the other way round. So if I press OR for rotate and 180 on my numpad and press Enter, and I've put 2 little loops there on both sides. I'm just going to press N to get rid of the Properties panel. So I'm going to press Shift A, going to go up to Mesh and pick Circle. And like we did before, we're going to set this to the right size for the hole that we want the necklace to go through. So the diameter is about 3 millimeters. That means the radius is 1.5 millimeters. So just put in 1.5 mm, press enter, G for grab, and just position it roughly where you want that loop to go. So about there. In the top center in the transform pivot point drop down list, I want you to select median point and then press Shift S, and from this radial list here, pick cursor to selected. And now you can see the cursor has moved to the center of that circle. So anything we create from now on will be centered on that, which is what we want. So click on the Triquetra, press Tab to go into edit mode. And I want you to press Shift A for add, and you're to add a torus. For major segments, I want you to enter 5 and press enter. Minor segments, press 4, press enter. Switch the dimension mode to exterior interior, and I want you to make the exterior radius 5 millimeters and press enter. And the interior radius 1.5 millimeters. That's the 3 mil diameter hole. And there it is. I might actually bring down the exterior radius just a little. So I'm just going to make that 4 millimeters and see what it looks like. And yeah, that's better. Okay, that's perfect. So I'm going to just delete a section out of that and move it in over the Triquetra. So press 3 on your keypad to go to face select mode. I'm going to press Alt and left click to select that band there. Press delete to delete and delete faces. I'm going to go into X-ray mode just to select that entire hoop. Press C for circle select. I'm just going to select all those. G for grab. Just move it in closer to the shape, like so. And left click. I'm going to turn off X-ray mode. And I'm just going to have a look around and see where's the best place to join this together. Because we made the minor segments 4, if I just press 1 to go to vertex select mode, Alt and left click on that, you'll see in the bottom right hand corner where it's giving you all the values for what you've selected, the verts are 4, and that's perfect because that means we can delete this face here and just join it straight to that. So I'm going to go back into face select mode. I'm going to select that face there because it's the closest one to where that is going to meet it. Press delete and delete faces. Go back into vertex select mode. Going to Alt and left click that loop there, Shift Alt left click that loop there, press edge and bridge edge loops. And there we go, that's that attached there. And this one here is closest to that face there. So I'm just going to go to 3 for face select mode and click on that face. Going to press delete, faces. 1 to go into vertex select mode, select that hoop there. Shift Alt left click to get that one. Edge and bridge edge loops. Now press 7 to get a better view. I'm just going to go into X-ray mode, double tap A, C for circle select. I'm just going to select these ones here, G for grab, and I'm going to move it in ever so slightly to about there. Left click to confirm. Get out of X-ray mode. And I'm going to copy that shape over to the other side. And I want to make sure that it's in exactly the right spot. So I'm going to duplicate it and mirror it over to the other side. And for that, we're going to need the cursor to be back at the world origin. So press Shift S and you'll get this radial list up. I want you to click cursor to world origin. And there it goes. You can see it back where it belongs. I'm going to press 3 for face select mode, and I'm just going to select all of those. In the top, I want you to change that transform pivot point to 3D cursor. And I want you to press Shift D for duplicate, right click to confirm. And then I want you to press S for scale X for X direction only and -1 and press enter. And you can see that that jumped it over to the far side. Now we're going to do the same thing again with that. We're going to find out which faces best suit to attach. We're going to delete those faces and bridge the edge loops. So go to 3 for face select mode, and it looks like that one there lines up pretty well. Press delete faces. And on the opposite side, it looks like that one there. Delete faces. Go into vertex select mode. Select the two loops opposite each other and press edge, bridge edge loops. And it looks a bit weird, but we're going to correct that now. Double tap A for deselect all. Alt and left click to get that. Shift Alt left click to get that one. Edge, bridge edge loops. Now, that looks terrible. Look at the big sharp lines on it. You'll remember that this came up before actually with the crystal jug. And if you do get something like that, I'll just go into object mode so you can see how awful it looks. If you compare it to the other side where it's lovely and smooth. If you see things like that, you have to think about normals and which way the faces are facing. So go back into edit mode, and I am going to, in the top right hand corner where it says overlays, click that and pick face orientation. And you can see that some of our faces are facing the wrong way. Now it's an easy thing to fix. Just press A for select all, go to mesh in the top left hand corner where it says normals, pick recalculate outside, and there we go. We can turn off that face orientation overlay and you can see that it's fixed it. Lovely. Okay, so 7 for top orthographic view, tab to go into object mode. You don't want to have that circle there, so just delete the circle. You don't need him anymore. He served his purpose. File save. And file export STL. It's already filled in a name, but I'm just going to name it something different because obviously the other one doesn't have any of those hoops on it and might want them. And press export STL. And that's it. We have finished the Triquetra. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you would like to buy me a coffee, then there is a link in the description. And I will see you in the next video. See you then.